career that can shift your life, catapult you into helping people. Listen to me. I've helped people and got nothing in return. Imagine if you could leverage what's in your head with what's in their wallet. And both of you can benefit. And win every single time.
Exactly.
The power of transformation is in your hand. Many of us have asked the eternal creator, God, whoever you want to call him. I call him Jesus, and my Hinduist friends got another description of whatever they call their God, and no disrespect. But listen to me. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be very clear. I believe that you're put here on life to make an impact.
Yes, you.
The question is, we're all nothing but a dash. Some of your dashes started, like y'all dashes started in 1940. I'm 25 and older. My dash just started. But whatever your dash is, I'm just joking. But whatever your dash is, what impact are you going to leave on the world? And you don't have to be a pastor. You don't have to be a television tycoon. You can simply be somebody. Every mom and pop, there's somebody that needs.
You know, Pastor, can I say something real quick? I think of everything as a pearl. And if we look at what a pearl really is, it's just a grain of sand. And over time, it's cultivated by the oyster's lava. And it means nothing. It comes from dirt. And it feels like, you know what? I am nothing. But over time, you develop into something great every single day. Now, that pearl can be worth 10,000 or 100,000. So my question to you is, what is your value? And once you understand that you have value, then you can find your purpose into being a life coach or being helped by a life coach.
Don't touch that remote, because you're not going to want to miss anything that's about to happen. You're about to see some actual life coaches and life coach trainers impact lives of everyday people in a way that they will never be the same again. And then even after that, you'll be able to find out how you too can become a life coach or a life coach trainer. So stay tuned.
I am so excited. Wow, we have this great council of coaches. Let me tell you something. I enjoyed our last time together so much. I mean, it was a blessing to have these great minds. I mean, coach trainers extraordinaire. Yes. I mean, your ability to connect, some of the relevant information that you gave people about poignant things they needed to do in their life was amazing. It just, I love it. I mean, I love your ability. I mean, your keeping it real, straightforward approach. Katrina, your analytical, psychological, and all of logicals and oligals. I mean, you did an amazing job. On a serious note, and I gotta be serious, I'm a clinical psychologist, so I guess I should develop a level of seriousness. But you did a tremendous job articulating. And so since then, we've got a lot more people that want our advice and insight concerning, and so we're excited. I'm sure they already have them ready at the beginning of what we're getting ready to do. But before we start, we were talking about finding a career in life coaching and being able, and what is coaching? I mean, people still walk up to me and ask me, they say, hey, Mr. Life Coach. They don't even know who I am. They see our social media ads. They see us, I'm in the airport, I'm going to the airport, and lady stops me. I'm like, I know you must be stopping me to give me a check. I know you must be. She said, no. Mr. Life Coach. I was like, she said, I see your stuff on social media, on all of the media outlets. I watch you on television. Could you help me understand coaching? And so I use this all the time to explain coaching. As a clinical psychologist, I thought my job was to fix people that were broken, to allow them to walk through all of the mitigating factors of life and deal with them, come to a crescendo moment where they say, an aha moment where they changed. But what I found out is that looking at standards is that 1 out of 3 people that home health care agency workers work with and case managers said 1 out of 3 of their clients are on some type of drug for depression, anxiety. Some are more extensive, like schizophrenia and many of those other areas. But mental illness is at an all-time high. People have been hurt and they're trying to process their pain. You know what's so crazy is that the average, play on word, what's crazy, what's ironic is many people that really suffer with the illnesses, and the problems, don't seek counseling.
Yep.
You've got that auntie that you know got to be schizophrenic. You know that she has an associative disorder. You know that there's something going on. You got that uncle that that's got to be bipolar. You know, or someone that's depressed. You know that they're always down. They're almost like a recluse. You can never get them to be involved in family activities. And every holiday, they go in hibernation. And so imagine the amount of undiagnosed cases that are out there. And there are a lot of them. And so when I got into counseling, I realized that the people that I really wanted to help wouldn't come see me. Right. Well, then I realized that coaching was not counseling because some people don't want to be fixed.
Exactly.
Some people like the way they are. Now, watch this. Everyone that has to deal with them may not like the way they are, right. But they like the way they are. Exactly. And that's the reality. And so then people started coming to me with issues that they didn't want to fix, but they needed help. And that's where I understood coaching. So let me explain to you real quick, briefly, and I know time is of a press for us, but I always tell the story all the time. So me being a pastor of a local church and growing, thriving church and excited, but in those days, I pastored a little storefront church. Man, that was my dream, pastoring this church. These people are amazing. We had such an amazing time. Church hard. There's no church like storefront church. To everyone that's a pastor that's in the beginning stages, keep encouraging. You that's been to them. I mean, we churched hard. And so the spirit would get high, and there was this lady named Auntie. And Auntie lost her leg in a major accident, and she had a prosthesis. Uh-huh. And when the spirit would get high, Auntie would literally take off her prosthesis and place it, but she would get the scooting on that seat, no disrespect at all, get the scooting, and she would have a whole hard time lifting her hands that she would scoot so far that she had got out of the reach of her prosthesis. So Auntie would, I still see this young girl now asking Auntie, hey, looking at Auntie and Auntie looking at her, she said, will you hand me my leg? And the little girl looked, and and one of the senior saints just kind of slides onto your leg. And at that moment, remembering it, I realized that was coaching. Auntie could not change her condition.
Exactly.
She learned how to function with her dysfunction.
Exactly.
Coaching is like putting a prosthetic leg on a problem. You cannot fix it, but you can help them cope with what the sentence they have been assigned through life. That's what coaching is all about. And helping people mitigate, work with what. And so if you're wondering what a coach is, these people here are people that can show you with life brokenness how to make it through broken situations that you can't fix, but how to get an amazing outcome in the midst of life's tragedy, perplexity, isn't, all of what life throws at you, they're masters at it. Awesome. And so today we've got a caller on, and she's been waiting, and so let me let you put her through, and let's hear. I hear that she's a single mother, and so let's see what we're gonna do with this. All right?
Yes.
You can go ahead and put it through.
My name is Yolanda. I am a single parent trying to raise my children. The reason I'm calling is I struggle with the ability to save. I make less than $32,000 a year. My bills are getting the best of me. I don't know what I need to do to become financially stable. I'm currently in a position where I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm the only one working. I'm looking for advice on how to change my life. At times, the depression of these responsibilities gets so unbearable. I just want to run. However, I'm not planning on running. I love my children. I love my family. I just need some tips or tools for money management on how to change my current financial situation. To be honest, I've ran out of options. I simply do not know what to do. I'm open to the idea of a coach. Frankly, I need help.
Now, Dr. Katrina, this got to be for you.
Okay, first of all, Rolando, we just want to say congratulations for taking the courage and having the courage to even call in and discuss what it is like to be a single parent, trying to make ends meet and how difficult it is just to make sure that you have the basics. Least of all, how it is that going into these churches and hearing that you've got to have a certain a level of money to be able to give, to kind of give your way out of your situation. And I understand completely where you're coming from, because I was a single parent mom as well for several years, and came upon a situation where, I was, grocery shopping in my mother's cabinets. We didn't have enough food. We didn't have enough money. We didn't have enough anything. And I was working 50, 60 hours a week just trying to make ends meet, like you, when I realized that they were ends. They're never going to meet, right? That's just a misnomer. It's not going to happen. But I always knew there had to be a better way. And just by virtue of your call, I know that you realize there's a better way as well. So as your coach, what I would say to you is, first and foremost, let's look at what you're doing financially. What are you doing with your money right now? Because the bottom line to all of this is that wealth is a stewardship issue. Wealth is a stewardship issue. So what you're doing with the little now will determine what you'll do with the much. So you've got to almost prove yourself. So when I lived in that apartment, that 2-bedroom apartment, not in the greatest of neighborhoods, guess what? It was clean. It was well furnished as much as I could do. I did the best I could with what I had. When I was driving that 310, you remember the Datsun 310 GX with the little, well, mine actually had holes in the floorboard, and the water would come through if it rained too much. But guess what? I kept it clean. I kept it maintained. I did the best. Why? Because I realized that whatever I had, God gave me stewardship over it. And if I took care of it, then he could trust me with more. And I could tell you what he's done, but I'm not going to be braggadocious, because God has really, really blessed me and my family and my children.
Nice car out in the parking lot.
Thank you. It's time to trade it in. My birthday's coming. But what has happened is, when I began to put things in perspective and realize what I was called to do, who I was called to be, what problems I was called to serve in this earth realm, and then answer those calls, guess what? Money starts to come. And even in the beginning, I had to set up bank accounts with very little money in them. I was like, Lord, how do I even pay the minimum fees on these accounts? And it was because I had to be prepared. So what we have to do, Rolanda, is help you get prepared for the increase. We have to help you get prepared mentally. We got to help you get prepared even in the natural, and put some things in place. And that's why having a coach would be important to you.
Wow, it really was, because what you basically addressed is where all of the Yolanda.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that? If you're anything like me, your life was changed and impacted. But look, what you want to do right now is call that number on the bottom of the screen, go to that website. Doesn't matter whether it's morning, noon, or night, there is someone waiting for you to call so that you can find out how you too can become a life coach or a life coach trainer. So go ahead, make the call, and we'll wait for you.
Awesome. And we're back. And listen, Doc, I just want to talk to you guys real quick. And let me tell you how significant a life coach or someone to speak to can help. I was in the military, and what happened was when I was 17, 18 years old, going into high school, or coming out of high school, what took place is that I wanted to go into the military. And what I did was, when I went to the recruiters, I quit. They scared me, and I quit. Many people lose focus and they quit. They get scared and they quit, and I quit. But 13 years later, when I was 30 years old, what took place is that a recruiter came to me, and I was coming to my cousin and told him, hey, listen, I want you to go into the military. And I was actually in the place, and I decided I wanted to take this risk and go into the military at the age of 30. And when I went in and I came out, I got into a deep depression. And as a military soldier, all the things that I've done and accomplished, I felt that I was just invalid. A 1%er going into the military, because that's about the population that goes in. But what takes place most of the time is that you find yourself closed in, and you think that you are alone, and you feel that you're the only one that's going through the issues and the problems that you're going through. But what took place is that I found a coach and a mentor to coach me and mentor me through that state of depression, where now I have a thriving business. I am, doing things like life coaching to help others get to the passion that they desire. Again, Doc, you said something significant. you can't change the situation that you have, or we can't change the illness that you have. But what we can do is help you work through that illness so you can succeed at anything possible.
And become functional with life's liabilities.
Yes, yes.
You know, one of the things I often say to you people is that when you're dealing with depression, is learning how to.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that? If you're anything like me, your life was changed and impacted. But look, what you want to do right now is call that number on the bottom of the screen, go to that website. Doesn't matter whether it's morning, noon, or night, there is someone waiting for you to call so that you can find out how you too can become a life coach or a life coach trainer. So go ahead, make the call, and we'll wait for you.
It's going right.
Yes.
Right, because what you focus on is what expands, right? If you are, the word says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And what is a sick heart? It's depression. It's anxiety. It makes you feel like you're going to die from the inside out. And nobody sees it because you're still functioning. You're out there doing what you're supposed to do, but inside you are dying.
Well, and one of the reasons is because you live so in tune in the past of what didn't work, what hasn't worked,
Yes.
and so one of the things that you got to first is focus on is living in your now
Exactly.
and not your then.
Right.
Living in your then can cripple you from
Yes.
being able to be what you
Yes,
need to
yes,
be.
yes.
You start saying, well, I tried it before and it didn't work. I mean, I tried love, it didn't work. I worked that job and they fired me. They got rid of me. Listen to me. In your now, you must determine that your now is still not going to be your future.
Exactly.
Your past is your past. Your now is your now. But your now does not have to be your future. And if you will use the recipe of your now to be the great ingredients of your future, you can catapult your life to levels that you've never been to and transcend everything around you. There's someone out there, and you're right now, and you're saying, I know this is coaching, I know this is about coaching, but you're at this point in your life. I need you to get a coach, get someone that will speak into your life, a mentor, someone that you can talk. Because many times we keep our circle with people that, watch this, think like we are in the
Exactly.
depression that we are.
Exactly.
And birds of a feather flock
Flock
together.
together.
Depressed people hang with depressed people. If you know the person you're hanging with, how they think, you need to think a different way of connecting with people. You've got to connect with a different audience. You know, I often say to this, if in your room, you're the brightest in your room, if in your room, you're the one person in your room that's the smartest, find you another room.
Come on now.
If you're the only one happy in your room,
Exactly.
find a room with happy people. If you're the only striver in your group, find a group of strivers. Iron sharpeneth iron.
Exactly.
And realize the reality of the day does not have to be the reality of tomorrow. What you cry over today, you'll laugh over tomorrow. And it may not feel like it right now. And that's one of the reasons why I encourage some of you. Some of you've gotten past where you're at now.
Exactly.
You've become a better person. You've found a way to see the glass half full. You've seen the silver lining. The curtain of depression has been removed. And you said, why am I alive? Why am I left here? When my friend's gone, people have died, life has gone on. I've been given chance after chance, reason. There's a reason why. As a matter of fact, there's a reason why you're looking at us right now. There's a reason why that you switched, looked, went down, strolled, or on television, social media, the cable network, radio. There's a reason why you're connecting with us now. And the reason why is because you needed to see this. Now, what do I need to tell you? I need to tell you that you are a life coach. You need to get with us and allow us to help develop you into a career that can shift your life, catapult you into helping people. Listen to me. I've helped people and got nothing in return. Imagine if you could leverage what's in your head with what's in their wallet. And both of you can benefit.
And win.
And win
and
every single time.
Exactly.
The power of transformation is in your hand. Many of us have asked the eternal creator, God, whoever you want to call him. I call him Jesus, and you know my Hinduist friends got another description of whatever they call their God, and no disrespect. But listen to me. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be very clear. I believe that you're put here on life to make and impact.
Yes, you do.
The question
Yes,
is,
sir.
we're all nothing but a dash. Some of your dashes started at, like y'all dashes started in 1940. I'm 25 and holding. My dash just started. But whatever your dash is, I'm just joking. But whatever your dash is, what impact are you going to leave on the world? And you don't have to be a pastor.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that? If you're anything like me, your life was changed and impacted. But look, what you want to do right now is call that number on the bottom of the screen, go to that website. Doesn't matter whether it's morning, noon, or night, there is someone waiting for you to call so that you can find out how you too can become a life coach or a life coach trainer. So go ahead, make the call and we'll wait.
There's somebody that needs.
That needs you. You know, Pastor, can I say something real quick? I think of everything as a pearl. And if we look at what a pearl really is, it's just a grain of sand. And over time, it's cultivated by the oyster's lava. And it means nothing. It comes from dirt. And it feels like, you know what? I am nothing. But over time, you develop into something great every single day. Now, that pearl can be worth 10,000 or 100,000. So my question to you is, what is your value? And once you understand that you have value, then you can find your purpose into being a life coach or being helped by a life coach.
And how do you discover that value, right? Sometimes you are so pressed that you don't even see it yourself. So you need someone on the outside who can look at you, who can look at what you've done, who can listen to you talk, who can share with you, okay, this is where you're going to find your value. This is why you should live another day. This is why you need to shed depression and anxiety and get focused on what you're going to become in this process. So to focus on something, stay firmly on course until successful. And that's what your life coach is going to help you to do.
Yes.
To help you to stay focused on becoming who it is that you were originally meant to become before life came and sidetracked or sideswiped whatever it is that you were after. But you've got to make that decision, right? You've got to make a decision. Decide. It means to kill all other options. There's no other option but to become better. There's no other option but to live what God intended for you to live. There's no other option but to answer purpose and destiny, because guess what? It's calling. The reason you're depressed and having anxiety is because you're not doing what you were created to do. Now, how do you figure it out? Because if you could figure it out on your own, you'd have done it by now, right? That's where your life coaches come in. We're going to help you figure it out. But in the meantime, while you're on hold, making that phone call, while you're waiting to talk to someone to get signed up, I want you to consider something. Consider how many things had to go right for you to hear this conversation right now today. How many things had to go right? Your blood pressure had to be right. Your body temperature had to be right. You had to wake up this morning. All of that is a clue to the fact that there is more for you to do and more for you to become. Now it's time for you to take the next step. Pick up the phone and start the process of changing your life and your children's lives for generations to come.
And not only do you need a coach, many of you are coaches in the making.
That's true.
Exactly.
That your experiences have fortified you to help other people. Now listen to me. I know that much of what I was talking about is giving the opportunity for individuals to become a coach, because of course who backs us is St. Thomas Christian University. But listen to me, at the end of the day, you may be there and you said, I'm going through something and I need a coach. If you will call that number, my staff will connect you with a valid coach that can work with you. And the truth of the matter is, they're going to be confidential. Confidentiality is of the utmost. They're going to work just like a nurse with HIPAA. They're going to take your personal information seriously. And sometimes you need someone outside of your sphere.
There you go.
That don't know anything about you, that can't be prejudgmental, that you don't have to worry about saying anything that is, and that's important. So we're here for both ends of the spectrum.
Exactly.
And if you're out there and you said, I really believe that my purpose in life is to become a coach. I've been thinking about, now what makes your program, and I got to go, what makes your program any different than the others? I'm going to tell you. Now, they talk about everything else, and they're great people, and they've made tons of money, bukus of money, and become successful, as we all have. But listen to me. I'm also the businessman here in terms of this program, and I'm going to tell you this one thing. There are a lot of programs out there, and they teach you how to coach. What this program does is it shows you how to coach and also how to make a living coaching.
There you go.
There are wonderful programs. People tell me, I looked at this program, it's $4,000. I looked at this program, it's $6,000, $12,000. Our program is not even nowhere near that. Number two, it shows you how to actually do the work. So if you're ready to engage and you tired of that 9 to 5, you ready to, they gave you a job and you're ready to give it back to them, this is the last day I'm going to punch the clock.
Last day.
After these 12 weeks, I'm not punching the clock no more. I'm going on my own. Ace, I'm finna fly to success. This is the program to try. You're getting ready to change your life like you could never imagine. The door is getting ready to open for opportunity. So it's no longer will you have to fly on someone else's plane. It's time you're on your own. It's no longer do you need other people. It's time for you, watch this, to have people needing you.
Exactly.
Changing the paradigm.
Right.
As a paradigm shift is getting ready to happen in your day, in your life. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm Dr. Zamekio Jackson. I had the joy of being with
Philip Johnson.
and Dr.
Katrina Ferguson.
Wow, it's been an amazing day. Y'all have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
Doctor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
My goodness, how amazing was that? I know that your life was impacted just like those callers' lives were impacted. And guess what? You too can impact the lives of other people the way that those coaches did. Here is your opportunity. Make sure that you call that number. Make sure you go to that website and understand clearly this is your opportunity to change your life forever. And I know that you've been looking for the next best thing. Problem is, we don't know how to choose an opportunity. This is totally in alignment with what you're already doing. You're already helping people. You already love to help people. Now, here is a strategy so that you can even help more people. Don't be passing over opportunities repeatedly. Make the phone call, go to the website, and we'll see you over the top.
If the information given has made you decide that you want to become a life coach, please feel free to give us a call at 1-877-912-1741. Our counselors are standing by to assist you. Or you can go to www.powercoaches.info and complete an online application. The cost of this 12-week program is only $1,500. All major credit cards are accepted. All students signing up may qualify for a payment plan, interest-free, no credit check. Once again, you may call 1-877-912-1741.
Here is a
With
sneak
the potential
preview.
that's inside your life. Will you become what you need to come? Or will you become something that we'll say, that was a great writer that never wrote. There was a great singer that never sang. There was a great artist that never performed up to their artistic abilities. The question is really, what are you doing with the dash you've been given? In 1970 was when I started my dash, you can say, and my dash will end from the 1970s, and at some day, maybe 40, 50 years from now, 20 years from now, you'll be eating fried chicken and they'll be saying wonderful things about me. I am determined that when I leave here, I will leave completely empty. You said empty, what do you mean? I'm determined that when I will leave this life, I will finish the assignment that was given for my life and accomplish the things that was set for me to do. I am convinced that all you are is the sum total of the experiences that you've projected to the world around you. They may not know your thoughts, but they will know what you write. They will know how you inspire, and they'll know what you touch. So the challenge is, Doc, what's all this pomp and circumstances I hear?